Hi, Rosh. Thanks a lot for being on our first episode of Why Does It Matter? Today we're going to talk about your mission, the mission of Humble Warrior.
Hey, Andri, it's nice to be here.
The general idea of Why Does It Matter is to talk about mission statements or about missions. In our first episode, it's about your mission. Maybe you can quickly explain in a few sentences what you're doing.
Yep.
Before we jump into the mission part.
Yeah, sure. So we are Humble Warrior and we make drinks with plants. We use extraordinary plants from around the world to create drinks that taste different, hopefully taste delicious, and that are also really good for you and genuinely good for you.
You're doing drinks. Why does it matter?
Drinks matter because we drink them, right? It's the most consumable thing in the world. And if we wanted to kind of deliver on our purpose, which is, ultimately to make it easy for people to enjoy these plants that are good for them so they can live healthier lives, then it needs to be in a format that's easy. And drinks is easy. It's everyday and it's convenient. And that's pretty key for us.
And another aspect of the mission for us is always, was it clear for you in the very beginning when you started Humble Warrior? Or was it something that you developed over time?
Yeah, no, it was super clear. My background's Sri Lankan, so I was brought up with plants. My parents migrated to Australia. My dad obviously continued to kind of love and sort of respect plants that he'd grown up with. So it was very important for him to introduce that to us. And I'm just going to put that back in. And so he would spend a lot of time in the kitchen concocting, brewing plants. And so that gave us kind of an appreciation for them. So I always knew that Humble Warrior was about taking plants out of the shadows into the everyday. It was always going to be about that. It was that from the moment of its inception, when we first started thinking about this almost 4 years ago now, to the day that we delivered our first production run. So always about celebrating plants and bringing them out of the shadows.
So is this this family part of it, does this help throughout your daily work for your startup? Is it a big part of your motivation?
Yeah, I mean, the heritage of the brand is super important, yeah. It keeps it authentic, it keeps us grounded in our purpose. And, ultimately, the plants that we're using, a lot of them come from Sri Lanka, which is where I'm originally from. A lot of them come from the East and they've been used in traditional practices for a long time. So yeah, it's a wonderfully important part of the brand, and the proposition is, the history of the plants we use. Yeah.
Last question: why are you specifically best equipped for this mission? So why do you think you are the best person in a way to accomplish it?
Oh, that's a tricky one. Am I? I hope I am. It's. That's still up for grabs. Am I really? But look, I think that
necessary, right? I'm not saying it's necessary for you to invest on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think sort of the thing that differentiates sort of killer brands from other brands probably is generally founders that are on their own path and that are doing it for reasons that probably have nothing to do with creating a business. Actually, it's about something that they've discovered and that has probably been quite meaningful for them before they decided to sort of create something for everyone else. And I think that's kind of the place I come from, by virtue of the fact that I grew up with these plants. And have always enjoyed and sort of lived and breathed them, that I'm bringing kind of that knowledge and that history to what we're preparing and what we're crafting for our consumers. And I think that authenticity probably puts us in a good position. But I'd also say that, the world of plants, plant-based is ever growing, right? We're just on the cusp of it, really. Drinks really is this uncharted territory for plants. We've obviously seen it in dairy alternatives and meat alternatives, but the world of your everyday soft drink turning to plants and away from fruit. Wow, that's a big moment. So I don't think I'm the only one that will play in this space, and I hope I'm not. I really hope I'm not, because we all want more plants in our life. We should all have that in our life. That comes from a genuine place.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I think you have a very powerful mission. I mean, the combination of your heritage, your background, the way you grew up, your family, your dad, combined with your skill set in a way. I mean, we haven't talked about it, but I know a little bit about it. So I think it's perfect fit.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
it's very, very, very kind.